Hey, what's going on, guys? Appreciate you stopping by. I want to give an update and a few thoughts on the situation with Iran and the military action that has continued into today over in the Middle East. I was doing some research and some reading earlier, and I'm going to admit to you that I am looking at this entire situation much worse than I did just a month and a half, 2 months ago, before the agreement had been signed. And one of the reasons for that is obviously there was discussion, and both sides had signed this agreement that at this point has fallen apart and is no longer in place. But they were able to come together and sign this agreement. Now, what exactly transpired that caused the agreement to stop, from my understanding, and I'm getting my news and my information from multiple sources. Some of it is overseas, some of it is domestic, because you just don't know what to believe. But my understanding is that Iran their military fired on to container ships and ships that were going through the Strait of Hormuz, which of course is against the agreement. And the United States retaliated. After the United States retaliated, Iran then shot missiles into Jordan and other areas, supposedly striking U.S. assets and causing significant damage. Of course, again, what do we believe and what don't we believe? I have a philosophy about that, and it may sound a bit harsh, but it really doesn't matter. And I say that because we are going to have to deal with the consequences regardless what the truth is. If we even find out what the truth is, it doesn't matter. We're going to have to deal with the consequences. Excuse me. So, we have continued military action. The two sides agreement is gone. My understanding is Pakistan is trying to get the two sides back together. And the big question is, why would Iran attack container ships knowing that there's going to be a retaliation? Well, it's a couple theories I have on that. If you've got your own, feel free to comment and share those. First off, we're not dealing with rational human beings. Okay, these people think totally different than you and I. That these people have been at war for hundreds, if not thousands of years, and they do not behave and react in the same manner at which you and I would. That's just the way it is. It's an entirely different culture. So, second guessing them or trying to figure them out is probably an effort in futility. The other thought is that there's a disconnect between the Iranian government, those people that are signing agreements and representing the country, a disconnect between them and the military. Maybe the military is not completely aligned with the government, and it may not be aligned with itself. In other words, there could be multiple factions of the military, and we may have some rogue agents, some rogue generals that are doing things to instigate certain activity and behavior. That could be occurring. So, what now? Well, I can't predict the future, but I suspect that this could go on for some time. I believe that the U.S. will ramp up its strikes, and shipping through the Strait of Hormuz is certainly going to be impacted. Again, my research showed that transportation was right around 50% of what would be considered normal. So it had rebounded quite a bit, but still not anywhere near, normal capacity. Well, this is going to send it way back, if not stop it altogether. So that could certainly create some supply chain interruptions and raise costs. And raise costs not just because fuel prices are certainly going to go back up and possibly hit all new records, but costs could go up because some of those raw materials that would normally go through the strait may have to take other routes. They may have to be flown to their destination, which is very expensive, or get put on a truck and taken across land to reach another port. And again, that's going to increase time and increase costs. Regardless, it's not good for us. Costs certainly are not going to go down. I was paying attention to fuel prices today, and I was pleasantly surprised that I did not see prices jump way up. I was kind of suspecting that I would, but I've not seen that, at least not yet. That's in my area, which is central Maine, and earlier I was more coastal. But go ahead and share in the comments below, what are you seeing in your area? Are you seeing fuel tick up at all? Now, regarding the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, I see stories that talk about how long that will last, and I see all kinds of numbers. I've seen 70 days. I've seen 120 days. I will tell you what my research is telling me, that the Strategic Petroleum Reserve reached a very low level, the lowest level that it's been at, I believe, in 50 years. It reached an all-new level once again at the end of last week, July 3rd. It had rebounded a little, but then it just sank last week. So, no doubt it's going to continue to drop. And at some point, and I don't know what that point is, the U.S. is going to have to stop releasing that oil for public use and save it for governmental and military use. I don't know what that point is. So when people are talking 70 days, 80 days supply, are they taking that into account? I don't know. Again, got some smart people out there listening to this, and in the comments, if you got any idea, go ahead and share. I'd appreciate it. So that's where we sit right now. I will tell you that I had started to rotate some of my fuel, and in my metal gas cans, I had started putting it into my truck. This is fuel that was 6 to 9 months old, and I end up emptying 2 or 3 gas cans, and I am going to go ahead and get them filled up probably tomorrow. Hopefully the prices don't jump up, but the reality is, if I'm talking 15 gallons and prices go up 20 cents, it's $3. It's not a world-ending thing, but if you've got gas cans, fill them up, keep your vehicles more than half full. The reality is most of us cannot store enough fuel to last, regular activity, for weeks. It's merely a stopgap if we have some short-term shortage. And it's just a good idea. Something happens and you got some bills you got to pay, you can't afford for fuel. Well, if you got 30-40 gallons put back, you can access that. It's just good practice. So anyways, more reasons to take appropriate action and prepare and stock up on staples and the basics. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to continue to put food back, medical, water, and household supplies. Stuff like dishwashing detergent, soap, shampoo, all that stuff. Create your own little grocery store, mini grocery store, so you're not having to depend on anybody else. You've got your supplies. So I'm going to go ahead and send this off. I appreciate it. Hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. You guys stay safe. Take care. We will see you next time.
So I ran from the cities and the noise and lies, found a piece of ground under open skies, hands in the dirt, sweat on my shirt, learning what living's really worth. While crooked men shake hands in rooms, selling souls to corporate suits. Society's sick, but I found the cure, a back road life, honest and pure. They can keep their throne and their golden news. This life out here's my modern exodus. I traded screens for a sunrise, callous palms, blisters, pride, planted seeds where hope was.